I find it kind of funny that the one thing that all humans strive for is certainty, right? We want to know. We want to know what tomorrow's going to be. My 5-year-old wants to know how the day is going to be. He wants to read the same books over again. My 2-year-old wants to read the same books over and over again because there's a level of certainty of knowing what's on the next page, and we never really leave that. I'm in my 40s, and I want to know what tomorrow's going to be like and what next year is going to be like. And we strive for this certainty. We got to know what it is, and we're going to hire experts so they can tell us what's going to happen in the future because we need to be certain about it. And doubt is uncomfortable, and we can't doubt things. And if there's any doubt, it's really uncomfortable. And here we are, April 13th, 3.5 months into 2013. Nothing's wrong. We're living a risk-free life. Everything goes up, or does it? And so this got me thinking. I had my monthly gathering, which last night was my semi-annual, or this week was my semi-annual. And I started getting questions about a topic that had come up in the past. I want to share it with you. But I want to call this week's conversation with you, Doubt is Uncomfortable, but Certainty is Absurd. Which is kind of funny how we're designed. Our brains are designed to want certainty, yet there is nothing more certain than uncertainty. And yet when it hits us and we look back, we have such amazing clarity, like that's of course of what we were supposed to do. So we are all beautiful. We are all smart. We are all tall. We are all amazing. We are all intelligent, right? This is what happens when the stock market goes up. The S&P 500 is at lifetime highs, not adjusted for inflation, but we'll stay away from that for right now. The Dow Jones is at lifetime highs. The Japanese yen, now our dollar, which is getting worthless or more and more worthless over time, can now buy 100 yen. That has changed. 6 months ago, can only buy 78 yen. But all is certain. We're all beautiful people. We all know what to do. We all have figured it out. Yeah, the last 6 years, forget about that. Everything is for sure. We know exactly what's going on. We know exactly what's happening. In fact, I think this is the Lance Armstrong market, right? Everything's good. Just pump enough drugs in this market, and everyone's going to get richer and better looking, because that's what's going on. Even with us finding out that the Fed has a secret list. This is true. I'm not even making this up if you don't know this. The Fed literally has a secret list of names that gets their minutes early. No joke. No one even cares about it. No one even talked about it. It's just like, oh, whatever. We know they lie, so what can we do about it? This is what we are today in 2013. We don't even care about the cheats in DC because we know they do. But just let the stock market go up. Everything's fine. And so I thought I had to put a price chart of the Bitcoin. I call it the Bitcoin Society. And this is an actual price chart, though what you're not actually seeing here is the whole picture, because this price chart at the very top is $265, and at the bottom of the chart it's $115, and you can see that fell almost within minutes. But it didn't stop falling at $115. It actually stopped falling at about 60, which is off this chart. And it settled at about 80. Because you got to get rich. You got to make up for lost time by going into the risky moves. And I'm sorry if you lost money, but you don't get wealthy and rich by going into the hot thing. And the Bitcoin Society is exactly that. It's not, you don't get rich by jumping into the hot thing. And then Japan, do they think they're going to get richer by printing money? If printing money created wealth, and I've said this before, we know Zimbabwe would be the richest country in the world. But they're not. And this experiment's going to end badly. We don't even care anymore. The Cyprus bailout increased 35% overnight. The stock market doesn't care. Cyprus is small. Greek unemployment went up 1.5% in 1 month. Now it's almost 28%. We don't care. Greece is. I don't even know where Greece is. Europe's fine. Spanish housing fell 9.7% year over year. Worst one-year fall in Spanish housing history. But Europe's fine. This whole thing reminds me of housing in 2006, where all the smart, beautiful people were buying properties in Miami and Phoenix and Vegas. And you were stupid if you didn't. Maybe it's not quite there yet, but we're getting there. This is not how you protect your future. This is not how you protect your future. But look, the market is going up now. You've got to go with the market. So what I want to do is let's move over to the market x-ray and let's just see what the market x-ray is seeing and noticing in the market. So when things finally do correct and discover the correct price and we actually return back to creative destruction, which with the United States used to be good at, you can be prepared for it. So let me jump over to one of my favorite tools. Oh, we have a little sign here from Firefox. Thank you very much. So this is Market X-Ray. It's a tool that I built, and I'm going to go past Index X-Ray, and I want to go right to Sector X-Ray. And basically what you see on the screen here is what my friend Dave Marisich calls investment sliders. So you see these sliders for all these different sectors: retail, pharmaceutical, healthcare, REIT, precious metals absolutely getting crushed right now, utilities, financial sector, consumer goods, biotech, telecom, tech, materials, NASDAQ. So this is what I want to point out to you on Sector X-Ray. Notice how pharmaceuticals are underperforming the U.S. stock market. So this is where they are right now today, and they're moving forward. So pharmaceuticals have underperformed the U.S. stock market. You can find some great pharmaceutical companies that are paying 3, 4, 5% dividend yield that have underperformed the stock market the last 4 years. They want to make up for lost ground. When and not if we have a market correction in front of us, pharmaceuticals will correct much less than, say, retail, which is absolutely high-flying sector right now. And if you're in it, stay in it, that's fine, but don't get into it right now. The other one I want to point out is precious metals. It has not turned around. It is way below its comparison to the stock market, but there's only so much lower this thing can go. I'm not predicting the bottom. I'm saying we are closer to the bottom of this than anything else. And the other one I point out too is telecom. It is in a correction. It's actually moving forward, but it is also have to make up for lost ground. So don't get into biotech necessarily, because when we do have a correction, biotech is absolutely going to move down faster than almost everything else. So if you want to play and get into the market, I would look at precious metals. I know that really scares a lot of people. I look at telecom, and I look at pharmaceuticals. Those are three of the best places to get into the market right now. And here's what's crazy about pharmaceuticals and telecom. They're paying huge dividends, 100% bigger dividends than the stock market itself. That's how you can take advantages while still being safe. Again, this whole thing reminds me of housing in 2006. And in fact, maybe life is risk-free. Maybe you can do whatever you want. Maybe you can, as a 19-year-old, go to Central African Republic, have sex with a lot of prostitutes, and no problem, because life is riskless. You don't actually have to worry about any risks in life, because there is no risk in life, because that's what the stock market is telling us today. There's so much complacency, and that really does scare me. So that is my market x-ray this week. The next meeting, it actually says semi-annual on the screen. It's supposed to go back to monthly, is going to be on May 14th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to stream it live online. I'm so thankful for you guys being here. I want you to grow and protect your money. I want you to have investment independence, but I want you to stay away from those Bitcoin society situations where it looks like all is good and how come everyone's not doing this? And then before you know it, it's dropped 80% in one day. That is not how you protect your future. You do it through strategies that are proven, that are bomb-proof, that have been beat up. That's how you do it. I thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will speak with you next week. Okay, you take care.